Vitali here. Today let's talk about gratitude and appreciation. I don't know about you, but when I used to pay bills and didn't have much money and was struggling, I grumbled about it. I was very unhappy. I was very critical. I just hated paying those bills. So it made me uncomfortable around money. It made me feel my lack. It made me feel my scarcity, and it made me feel lousy. Now, of course, at the time, I didn't know about spirituality. I didn't know about the psychology of money, and I didn't know that I was actually bringing my own energy down. And from a law of attraction standpoint, I was focusing on bad energy, so I was bringing more bad energy. I was focused on bad feelings. I was bringing more experiences to feel bad about. But I didn't know all of that. Not until I started to study what it's all about to be an awakened millionaire. You and I both know that we have to transcend all those lower energies and lower thoughts and lower vibrations and bring all of our energy way up. And so one way to do that is by experiencing gratitude. Now, I probably have mentioned it before, but Arnold Patton is a fellow who really influenced me. I interviewed him once for my Hypnotic Gold series years ago. And Arnold's probably in his late 80s to 90 years old now, but he's influenced a lot of people. And the one statement that I've quoted a lot is his idea about money. He says the sole purpose of money is to express appreciation. The sole purpose of money is to express appreciation. Now, the first time I saw that, I think I was reading a book he wrote called Money. A real little book, and that's really the takeaway in it. The sole purpose of money is to express appreciation. I saw it, I read it, and I stopped and I thought, oh, surely that can't be right. But something in me resonated with it. Something in me said, oh, he's on to something there. That actually there's probably truth to it. And besides that, I really admire Arnold Patton, so let me sit with it a little bit. Let me meditate and reflect on it. And as I did so, I could not find a reason not to feel grateful for money. In other words, every time I thought about a bill I had to pay, some sort of debt that needed to be taken care of, every time I thought about writing a check, and I looked beyond the fact that I was writing when I was feeling lack, and I looked to the idea that I was expressing appreciation for the product or service I was getting, then I felt differently. In other words, I'm paying the phone bill. I'm writing out a check to pay the phone bill, and I suddenly realize, oh, I'm grateful to have a phone. Then I'm paying the check for, at the time it would be for rent, now it would be for a mortgage, for example, and I'd think, wow, I'm really grateful to have a place to live, to have a roof over my head. The same thing with anything, the trash pickup. I am grateful that the garbage people are picking up my trash. Gladly write the check. The IRS, I am grateful that they allegedly are taking care of our roads and protecting the country and using the money for good. I'm assuming they are. So I'm grateful that they're doing good with that money. Everything that I had to pay for, I suddenly realized that if I followed that principle of gratitude, of money being something I was showing appreciation for, then it transformed me. And as you know by now, that's the person you want to transform. As an awakened millionaire, you need to come from the psychological stance that you take care of you first, and then by extension, you can take care of everybody else around you. But it's all a change in your attitude. When you start to realize that the sole purpose of money is to express appreciation, you look at money differently. Now you can drop all of the negativity around money. Now you can drop all of the fears around money. Now you can drop all of the concerns and paranoia and limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs around money. Now you're free to have money. And notice, when you really appreciate something, it comes into your life. It spills over into your life. You notice it more. You have more of a sense of love or appreciation or gratitude for it. And because you do, there's an ease about it. Now you don't look at money and you have that unconscious block about pushing it away because you think it's negative in some way. Now, instead, you welcome it because you appreciate it and you know that it's doing good in the world. You know that the money is being used to give thanks, so to speak, for whatever the product or service is that you have purchased. So money ends up being this wonderful means of exchange, and your attitude towards it, that's the key. Your attitude towards it becomes one of gratitude. Now, I've said it many times, the single most powerful thing you can do to transform your life, especially as a blossoming awakened millionaire, is to experience gratitude. You want to come from gratitude in every moment. You want to start realizing that even in this moment, you may look around and want to change some things. You may want to morph some experiences into something else or something that you perceive to be better. But it begins with realizing that this moment is pretty cool. This moment is actually a miracle. And if you realize that this moment was a miracle, everything else would fall into place. Because you wouldn't struggle anymore. You wouldn't be going uphill anymore. You'd realize that this is the miracle. And out of this miracle, you'll start to develop whatever you want to do next. Whatever the product is, the service is, your passion is, you'll follow through out of the miracle. So how do you get into the miracle, though? The miracle of now. Gratitude. Gratitude. You look around and you sincerely find something, anything to appreciate. It can be, I have glasses sitting here. It could be my glasses. I start thinking to myself, boy, these help me see better. These help protect me. These help me process the universe. These help me read notes. I could be for water. I have some water over here right now. I'm trying to keep liquefied and hydrated, so I'm drinking all the time, and I'm grateful to have water here. I have a computer nearby. I have this camera. I've got my books. I've got the ceiling. I've got all this wonderful stuff. But I have my life. Let's look at the invisible as well. We've got gravity, we have oxygen, we have all of these things that are taking place on a natural level that we can't inventory. There's so many of them. We can't list them all. We can't be conscious of them all. And we take them for granted. If we really paused and were grateful for everything in our lives, we would be brought to our knees. We would be so humble. We would have tears in our eyes. We would be crying out of gratitude for our lives and everything in it. But let's bring it all the way just to one thing, money. As an awakened millionaire, yeah, you want to follow your passion. You want to live your dream. You want to be grateful. You want to live in the moment. You want to take inspired action. But you also have to look at money as a useful tool. And when you realize the sole purpose of money is to express appreciation, that insight alone, that thought alone, transforms your entire relationship to money. So today, that's what I want you to start thinking about. As you're paying your bills, write down in a little memo line, thank you. I don't care what you're paying for. Write down, thank you. You're buying your groceries, write in the memo line, thank you. You're grateful that you're able to buy groceries, aren't you? Money's enabling you to do that. If you got to pay for your internet access, you write down, thank you in the memo line on your check, because you're grateful to have internet access. Whatever you're watching this on, you're paying for that. You're paying for your computer monitor or the access to it, whatever it happens to be. Write thank you in the memo line. Start pausing and meditating on the idea of money being so wonderful that you are appreciating it because of what it brings you, what it enables you to do. The sole purpose of money is to express appreciation. That's the thought and the lesson for today.